Hi, everybody. I'm David Hankins.
And I'm Paul Hankins.
And we're having a Google chat with Rachel Wells and Julia Cannon, are
Hi.
basically
Hello.
the people that make it happen for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you two have met, but I'm sure by now
We
you
haven't really. We
Okay.
talked on Twitter like a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, we're like,
are you talking
Yeah,
bad
just a
about
little
us? Or we
bit.
know about this? No.
You know it.
Those jerks. Blah, blah.
no.
Okay, well, look at, well, it's nice to have a face-to-face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So,
Chats are always nice.
Yeah.
and Rachel's wearing her T-shirt.
I think I've said it last time, but this is literally my favorite t-shirt. Probably partly because I designed it, but
Yeah. Yes. So, Julie, do you have a T-shirt? Have we not sent you one?
No, not yet.
Okay,
Also,
then you should go to our shop and pick one out,
okay.
and let us know, and we'll get it for you.
All right, cool, yeah.
All right. So, as part of the reason was we did this a couple of years ago, when we had Nina
Hello.
as the colorist.
there, sorry, you froze for a minute.
Okay.
Hello.
We did this a couple of years ago. We had Nina as the colorist, and we thought it would be nice to have kind of a group, meeting again or whatever,
Yeah.
hangout, so to speak. So, is there anything? I guess anything about the process that we're using individually or as a group that you'd want to change?
Not really.
I like this process. I think it's been working. I think it's been working.
All right. We're open to suggestions or not.
Oh yeah, of course to Julia, if like there's ever any like question or like confusion, like feel free to just like email me or like Twitter DM me or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I've been able to like figure out like what's been going on like for the most part. So like,
Yeah, sometimes I just send inks off to the colorist and I'm just like, I'm so sorry.
it's fine. It's fine.
All right, so that's working. We're also always looking for ways of getting the word out about Powers Squared, and we're open to any suggestions anybody might have, because we're on a number of social platforms, but it's getting numbers behind that.
Yeah.
One of the things we had thought about was trying to do another one of those Ask Me Anythings we did a couple of years ago.
That'd be fun, yeah.
Yeah, except for that site is gone. Because I was going to look at it again, and we had a link to it on the website, and it's not there anymore.
Wow.
So I had to recreate the questions and answers, and I brought in the answers that you gave, and so you can download the questions and answers, but you can't actually see it on the site.
Yeah.
But does anybody have any ideas about something like that? That would be fun to do again, and I think Julia would actually participate. Nina didn't participate in the last time we did that.
Yeah.
But
Maybe consider could you do an Ask Me Anything sort of thing on Twitch or over live stream?
Yeah, that can work.
okay, we can try that.
Yeah.
That is one of the things that Paul and I were sitting down yesterday trying to figure out possible content we can do on that podcast. And Ask Me Anything was one of the things on there.
Yeah.
We were hoping more to be reading the questions that other people have asked on this, because that site we got 20 or 25 questions. On Twitch we get one one person watches, and unless they have something, we don't.
Yeah. I think on that end, then for Twitch, to contact maybe also I get Twitter is always a thing too. If you don't want to have everything I guess broadcasted at once, just go hey, we're doing a VOD thing. We could if you guys have any questions, just put it under the Twitter comments or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because we did that. It was through the newsletter. And we had 2 people that actually came with questions last time we did that.
Right.
And there were, and these are people that we, one of them I know. So the question was what a great, how'd you come up with such a great comment? So
You could also come in with you could also come in with just starter questions. That's another thing I was thinking, just icebreaker questions. something to tell y'all about yourselves because I think people like the personal aspect.
Hey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we've already bored people with who we are.
Oh,
But
no.
Sometimes if I need like a conversation starter, I'll look on like I browse Reddit all the time. Especially Ask Reddit and like I like to just look at Ask Reddit questions for like icebreakers. Like today I read a question that was along the lines of what movie would you watch over and over again no matter how old it got? I was like,
and what movie was that
something
for?
like that. For me, that's Princess Mononoke. It's my favorite movie ever.
Oh,
Any
mine would
Miyazaki movie, really.
be same. That's like my go-to, like whenever I'm like just like in a funk or I'm just like I need to watch something that won't like I guess give me too much brain power. I'll just be like, I'm watching Spirited Away today.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Fun fact: Haku is played by Jason Marsden, who also plays Goofy from a Goofy movie and Chester McBadbad from Fairly Odd Parents.
Amazing.
And many others.
Do you have a go-to movie, Paul?
Uh, it's hard to think of something on the spot because there's a lot of movies that I really like. Wow, that was a really hard question to answer.
I know y'all like movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I started writing for his blog, I came up with what were my 10 favorite movies as sort of an introduction to who I was.
Wow.
And I would probably watch Hard Day's Night or Casablanca over and over again. I really love A Hard Day's Night. It's a fun film. If you've never seen it, you should. Because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many classic movies I like have on my list that I've never watched, which include Casablanca. I have to watch that sometime.
Okay, we'll talk to you later then. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, you really should watch that. It's a lot of people think it's one of the best films that Hollywood made, but that's always up for grabs.
Right.
You have any time to think?
At one point, I probably would have said Scott Pilgrim. Because it was just really. I just thought it was really fun.
Uh-huh.
Like how they made it like a. I don't know how they kind of put the video game aspect into the real world, but in a way that's like organic and led to a lot of fun jokes.
Yeah.
Because Edgar Wright's really good at.
It's a really
comedy.
underrated movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have y'all read the comics?
Yeah.
So it's 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
3 out of 4. I have not.
Well-
No.
Oh, really? Oh,
Well, I don't have a lot of time for reading in between everything. We did. I did read as part of the Zoom thing we did with Artith Merrick. They sent us like the first issues of some of their comic books, and so we read
wow.
4 of them, and they sent us 4, and I read the 4. And I think by comparison, we're doing pretty good. Because some of them were kind of like, really? This is... But there was
Not to disparage the platform.
no. But it just always want to like, and I encourage people to always, and all the little tweets they put out about us, I've always encouraged people to go back and look for other indie comics. But there was one, was it Dirk Brody?
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
But some of the other ones, I don't know if I'd get beyond the first issue. And I guess there's going to be. We had a Google chat with Andrew Copeland, who's the founder of Artith Merrick, last Sunday, and we're going to put that up on YouTube on this Sunday. But he was, I guess they're trying to put together I don't know what you call that, Artith Merrick 26.
Yeah.
It's sort of a serialized version of some of their comic books, and they want to have it be distributed through Diamond Distribution, which would be really big for us. And of course, they're starting at issue 1. Everything starts with issue 1, and I'm sorry you guys aren't on that. But anyway, so the idea is to try to get, that would be more exposure for us and things like that. So
So it'd be like a Shonen Jump sort of thing?
Yeah.
Like it's a bunch of comics together. That's
Yeah,
rad.
yeah. And so he showed it to us. You're the first people to see this, so we thought, well, we should put that up pretty quick
Yeah.
instead of like after it comes out. So, but I guess we'll get one copy, but we'll share it with you if you want to see it.
Rad.
Yeah,
Our
something.
copy.
Yeah, it's credit to Hankins, and Hankins on the back. So that's we're trying to figure out ways of getting better distribution.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least they seem to be the most pushing our comic the most. I mean, Comixology doesn't really do anything about it, and we invited the guy from Kablam to do a Google Hangout, and he didn't respond. And well, he's also has his own Kickstarter going at the moment. Which you think you'd want to do a Google Hangout to talk about your Kickstarter, but hey, he's funded, so maybe he doesn't care anymore. Anyway, so if you have any ideas about so we can look into maybe we do an Ask Me Anything, and we give people like a week or so to actually come up with questions, if anybody does. And then we can answer them. We're just trying to look for different ways of having content.
Yeah. We could also. I'm thinking of ways to get the comic out there. Reddit has quite a few like comic subreddits. I could like send some to you guys, like because I know a lot of people advertise their comic through subreddit, like especially indie comics. So
All right.
just something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you can think of.
Yeah.
Because we're, it's right now. It's not a money making venture, so and we want to keep
It's
it
a
going.
struggle, man. It's a struggle.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I think a good way would too is like so like you guys know how like for me like when I do streaming of the process, sometimes like maybe if not Google Hangouts like or maybe it's like a Discord calls or something, because there's, if you guys are familiar with the web tune that was on YouTube I think last year called Has Been Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one. They like before that they would like stream the process of like one of the animators just like doing their job, like doing their work, and then like they would like everyone in the cast would just be on call with her, and then they would all just like derp around and just like answer questions and stuff like that while she's working, and then it would just be lively. It would be interactive with both the fans. It would also get work done, and then just everyone would be having a grand old time.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like something to try.
All right. Do you,
Yeah.
Did you write anything down? I'm just, I'm used to taking notes in class.
The whole SpongeBob meme. Write that down.
I just want to make sure that we don't what? I forgot.
You guys are recording, right? Oh no.
Well, that's true. We'd have to watch it again.
Oh yeah, that requires effort. I'm kidding.
Thanks. Well, I don't know. It's weird to watch yourself on, I don't mind doing YouTube things, but I don't like to watch myself do it. So
I'm gonna be real with y'all. When y'all first posted like the last video chats back in 2018, I didn't watch them. I actively avoided them because I was like, no, it's my face. Don't look.
Yeah, so come on. I have to watch it again? No.
I get that too.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I get that too. Like when one of my friends, he was trying, like I think I told you in our last call, I like speedrun like a couple of video games.
Mm-hmm.
So when my friend was watching my run of like me messing up everything in the speedrun, I was just like, please don't watch this while you're streaming, for the love of God. I love you, but please don't do this to me.
Seriously, I don't think anyone likes listening to their own voice, do they?
No.
I mean, when I do the editing for the YouTube videos, I have to listen to my own voice again anyway, so I kind of gotten used to that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really. I was rewatching. I download because our Twitch streams are not very long. I download them to have them. You never know.
Posterity.
We'll be as big as Star Wars, and people will want that stuff. Anyway, it's something we're doing. So I was watching the first one where we had this technical issue where we were doubling, tripling the.
Oh, yeah.
So it was
Oh
only-
no.
It was like, this is Paul Hagen. No, this is Paul Hagen.
Oh no.
It
Oh.
was funny. But
No.
I'm afraid they all look like that. I don't know. All right. Anything else?
Do you have any questions for us?
Like, why do we do this? And
I know y'all like write together, right? Like, what is that like?
well, we basically have kind of carved out the ideas for the stories, and I guess you've got some stories you haven't written up or whatever.
Right.
And I guess Trevor has an idea for a comic book.
Yeah.
Which sounds really. It's would be like, I forget, between two stories going back and forth.
Yeah, he has an idea for an issue where it's Marty and Eli are fighting at the same time but in two separate locations, so it'll be switching between their perspectives, and then because they're fighting at the same time, they feel like their powers are randomly like can't use them.
Right, because only one can use a power at a time, so it would it would be kind of so that's
Interesting.
Yeah, he'd have to write it up or give us more notes. But it's a great idea. It just hasn't. So basically, we've had these ideas for stories which we talk about, and then usually I'm the one that sits down and tries to type it up, and then Paul will look. Paul and Trevor will both look at it, right?
Yeah.
And give feedback and change so it doesn't sound like somebody my age writing for kids who were their age. And it's kind of the process, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we try to take a shot at making it be 20 pages and the panels within the page and all that, which then Rachel will then just throw out the window. I'm kidding. No, it's fine. No, I'm kidding. But that's it. That's part of the process. So then you change things to make it actually be a better story, and then we go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, comics writing is a tough process, man.
Well, we've written the 3 issues after this, which is another story arc, which is kind of more concentrating on Mocha's relation. Mocha and I don't know if you remember the first issue. There's little Billy O'Shea, who lifts the car off his mom.
Right.
Because everybody, I'm sure, read the first issue. I could already remember his name. But the first issue, when Dr. Atlas is talking about the Veribus compound, he shows a picture of this kid lifting a car off, kind of like the Superman issue 1, off his mom. And so that character comes back. After,
wow.
20 years later. And
All grown up.
yeah, and he has his own yokai that's sort of protecting him from Dr. Atlas, and yeah.
Oh, rad.
So it's
I was always wondering, like, I remember you guys talking about a character with a raven. Is that the one with the raven?
that's the
Yeah.
Raven,
And I was like, oh, when's that one going to come up?
right after this one. Yeah. So Mocha has a relationship with Raven from the past as well, which is not necessarily a positive one, and so then anyway, so it's all in there. So anyway, so that's
I need to edit that script or scripts. I didn't look at it yet because I was working really hard on a submission for the Nickelodeon writing program.
Ooh,
So
exciting.
yeah, I found out like a couple months before that they just added that you need an original comedy pilot. It's like, I don't have one of those just lying around. So I had to throw one together in a month, and for what I did, I think it turned out okay.
Yeah, so everything has kind of come to because we also have a pilot we wrote for Power Squared to see if we could ever sell it as an animated series.
Nice.
So we wrote a pilot,
yeah.
and that we need to go over that too.
Yeah.
So
Now I have
That's
the time.
exciting.
yes, yeah. So we're trying to think of, and then we're also trying to think of. I'd like to do some better promotion when we put 10 out. I'm not sure what yet. I'd still like to have like a series of T-shirts, Team Marty, Team Eli,
Yeah.
because in the
Oh
story
yeah,
so
they could be like red and blue.
yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Well, I like the lettering that they used, or you and Trevor came up with for the character
Profiles.
profiles. It was really bright lettering, and Trevor has a better version of Photoshop than we do.
Yeah. He actually has the like Creative Cloud.
Yeah. Which I'm paying for, but anyway, so we get to use it. So yeah, that's good. It's quite a little operation, but anyway, that'd be kind of fun to do something more along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, like pitch packets and like pilot, like it sounds kind of overwhelming. You just talk about it,
Yeah.
like I've worked on animation projects before. I don't know how anyone gets all that together.
Yeah,
It's a lot of work.
we took a class together at UCLA. It was
Extension.
extension was the two Saturdays afternoons, or I guess
Yeah.
talking about how to pitch and what you had to come up with and stuff. And we were the only I'll say father and son there, and we were the only ones
Aw.
pitching an animated series.
Yeah.
And so we were sort of a little, not quite in his wheelhouse, but
Yeah.
anyway,
He still helped.
Wow.
yeah, he still helped. Yeah, and he kind of. But the secret they always tell you is, well, then you go to the people that you know in animation and pitch the idea. I'm like, okay, I don't know anybody in animation. There's that little, or if you should send press releases to your press contacts. How do I get those? How do I,
Like, yeah, my press contacts,
Yeah.
know.
yeah,
You got a whole Rolodex. Just
yeah.
go through.
All these names.
I'll just
on my
call
phone.
up John from,
Newsarama and say, "Hey, I'm putting something up." Yeah, so it's that little secret sauce there we don't have.
Yeah. It's usually
that's
like that's like the sucky part with entertainment. Sometimes it's not about what you know, it's who you know. And
Yeah.
sometimes you just don't know anybody and it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so we're trying to, I guess, think of ways of expanding. And I don't know how you do a pitch now in the era of COVID either. So
Yeah.
this may be. I guess you can. I guess they have some. I've heard they have video pitches, but
Yeah, I've heard at least some studios doing like pitches over Zoom.
Sorry. My alarm went off. I'm like, oh no.
Back to the writing stuff. I had another question, which was, how long on average does it usually take you guys to write a script for an issue?
Well, I know this next one, we had something written in like 2017, and it was just the idea we need to come up. We're trying to stay ahead of you, And so we had okay, so we have a couple of months to kind of finalize the script, and so I went back through it. So it can take. It's not sitting down one shot and writing it. I mean, they usually go through 10 or more revisions, and then there's the kind of, I try to edit it and then he edits it, and so I can't really tell you how long it would take to do one.
Yeah.
I've never timed it like, let's start now and go from there.
Right.
But it can take a couple of months probably easily to actually have something finished.
I was just curious, really.
Yeah, sorry, it's not more exciting.
I never time myself either. People ask me like, how long does it take you to write a page? And I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, so do you do your own comics? I mean, do you?
Not yet. Me, not yet.
Okay.
Someday.
Well, you can ask us questions if you ever get to that point. But you probably know more than we do since you went to school for it.
It's been a while.
There's a difference, I guess, between learning. Actually, we came into this really knowing nothing about it. And I don't know if our stick-to-itiveness is to be congratulated or to be sympathized. But, the idea is that we just we thought it was an interesting story. We wanted to tell it. And we're just trying to find get a wider audience for it.
Yeah. School is one thing, but the take-home message is always like, just do it. Just do comics, man. Just do it and worry about your mistakes later,
Yeah, which I looked back on the first, a few issues, and it's a little like, okay.
Oh yeah. Like you're always gonna look back at your old art and be like, ugh, gross. Like I look back on issues 6 and 7 and I'm like, ugh, God.
So you don't like what you did for 6?
Well, my art, like, I don't know, my art was like, um, I think it was closer to the old art style. I was trying to get as close as possible, and I wasn't super confident about it. But I've definitely learned a lot more in terms of like movement and anatomy, and like I've eased up on the pen weight. It might have been because last year I got a Cintiq, so I replaced my old like bamboo Create that I've had for so many years. So that might have helped with the overall quality of the art. But it's always trying to be better.
Yeah, well, we kind of honestly look at issue 6 and on as getting closer to what we always wanted it to look like.
Hmm.
So the I'm not trying to disparage the person we had before you, but it just wasn't really as smooth a process.
Yeah.
And
Wasn't quite there.
there were certain things that he had trouble with, and we had to like write around it in a way. Like the idea of the classroom was supposed to be more like one of those stadium classrooms, where people are on
Like a
tiers.
lecture hall.
Yeah, he couldn't ever get the perspective part right.
Wow.
So okay, let's make it just a regular classroom, that kind of stuff. And it was just it was very inconsistent. They always didn't look like twins, that kind of stuff. So you just have to at some point you always try to get it as good as you can get it, and then you have to move on. And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it's true.
so we do think you're doing a much better job than your predecessor.
Why, thank you. And yeah, like I'm always like, when you're always trying to improve, you're always gonna look back at your old work like, oh God, it's so bad.
I know that feeling.
And we're trying to be less wordy.
Yeah.
I think the story's definitely come a long way, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I tend to be wordy, and so I'm trying to cut back on all that. Trying to think of like, okay, I don't need to say that way. I could say it. What's this? Was it Alan Moore's?
Yeah. Yeah, it was Alan. I found a thing where Alan Moore was talking about his experience with working with an editor at DC, and that got him to think better about the balance between words and images on the page, because he was limiting himself like, hey, only this many words in a panel, but only this many words in a speech balloon at a time.
So we're counting words now
Yeah.
to make sure that we don't.
It's also just hard to write like a character like this right as a teenager. Like what would a 19-year-old say, or like what would a 5-year-old say
Yeah.
like do in the situation? So it's like
I'm also trying not to have it be too much of, I'm not a teenager now, but too much of this moment, and too many references to things that are, you want it to be a little more universal.
Yeah, more timeless.
Yeah, a little more timeless. I mean, so that's why I try not to write it where it's every, look up the Urban Dictionary. What's a cool way of saying this?
lit. No.
Oh, God, no. We even have it where the Marty character will occasionally say something that's like, some saying from the past, and Eli like, where the hell are you getting this? So.
Like, Mocha, your fur is fly AF.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Like, you see my TikTok?
Yeah. See, Mocha has no social media. She doesn't have a cell phone, so we're trying to keep her pure. No, I'm kidding.
I feel like Mocha's just like a newborn child when it comes to just like this era.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this Facebook? Do you put your face in a book? I'm like, oh, sweetie.
Marty, what is a Snapchat?
Oh no. Yeah.
I kind of like that about it, because like if you just put like TikTok in an issue, it's gonna age it real bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
In like 2 years when Twitter buys it, and then it dies.
Yeah. Well, no, Julia does a lot of TikTok videos. Right.
Please don't look through my TikTok, please. A lot of those are made at like 3 in the morning. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Those are the best kinds of TikTok.
Oh god. Yeah. I think my most recent one was like it's a challenge like, oh, the thing that's on your right is the thing that's going to kill you, and the thing that was going to kill me is a Mimikyu plushie, which I feel like is accurate.
Accurate.
Yeah. Like I'll wake up and that thing's like staring at me right in the face, and I'm just going, yeah, this is the day I die. Like the thing's, I swear to God, if that thing's my sleep paralysis demon, I would not be surprised.
Like fair. It's 2020. Fair.
Yeah.
Did you have any other questions?
If you got anyone to voice Marty and Eli, who would it be? Like if you can get anybody you wanted, and it would be like a yes in a heartbeat.
Wow, that's a toughie. Well, I would be terrible at it. So not me.
Take some voice coaching.
Yeah.
Hold on a sec. No. We have an assistant here. Technical assistant. We're recording this in my bedroom, and it wasn't plugged in, so the battery was getting low. How did she know to come?
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh, okay. So
anyway,
who would voice Marty?
who would voice Marty and Eli? I never thought about that.
We did have somebody voice the character for Dr. Atlas, the little profile.
Yeah.
Want to say who that is?
We managed to get Dino Andrade to voice that.
No. And,
Oh.
If you don't, do you know who he is?
No, I can't say I do.
He voiced Scarecrow in Arkham Asylum.
Oh, rad. Wow.
Yeah, somebody, and so.
I was thinking it'd be cool to have twins voice Marty and Eli.
Yeah, that would.
I don't know any twins in voice acting.
Girls confirmed. No.
Or you just one. You have one person doing both, I guess. Too.
Yeah.
It's true.
That way it would sound exactly alike, and that might be a little too much. You probably would want twins because you guys have slightly different voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, different voice of talking.
Totally.
Yeah, so it'd be. I never thought of that.
There's something to think about.
Yeah. Hope they don't ask that when we pitch. So who would voice them? That's a good question. You're always supposed to be positive, and I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all can have that stuff thought out by the time you pitch it.
Yeah, you have to. Well, the other problem is you have to memorize the pitch apparently, and like, oh great. Now, who will be nervous doing that in front of people? Who would voice? And we had another, I'll say, fan voice, Professor Theorem.
Oh.
Somebody that we had met at. We did this tiny little convention, San Fernando Valley Comic Book Convention.
Yeah.
Last summer.
Yeah.
And she was there promoting some. I forgot the name of the movies, but she was in some of these, I would say, kind of straight-to-video kind of movies.
Yeah.
And so she had come over and talked to us and bought some of the issues, and she's been sort of following us ever since. And so we approached her about doing Professor Theorem, and she did that for us. So, super nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're trying to have it not just be me doing Uncle Brian and stuff like that.
Just find all your voice actors at cons.
Yeah.
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 It's always nice to have variety,
Yeah.
like in terms of everything.
Yeah, so we're kind of, now we've run out of every contact we have.
Oh no!
But no, we'll have to figure out somebody
Yeah.
to do the other ones because we have other characters. It'd be kind of cool to do them all.
Yeah.
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 So,
I think another thing would be cool, I guess, because like I've seen this a lot, especially like in like certain fandoms, like Miraculous Ladybug or Homestuck or stuff like that.
uh-huh.
Is like sometimes they'll take a comic panel and then like with some like fancy schmancy video editing and voice acting, they'll like try to reenact the panels like to a certain degree. I
Mm-hmm.
That's a
guess
fun
depending,
idea.
yeah, like just to give, I get like going back to like to give like the characters a bit more life, I guess.
Okay.
Right.
That would require us acting.
It's okay. There's no camera.
You don't see the
Or you could
flaw
do
in
one
that
of
project.
those. You know how some YouTubers will do recap videos of certain comic storylines, like like superheroes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they wouldn't have to be an hour long.
So I'm thinking, oh, I have an idea. Like, out of my head.
Okay.
Anything else? Anything else for us? Besides questions we can answer?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. It's I always kind of in my head picture you and Trevor as Marty and Eli, but that's only because that's who it's kind of based on. But
Right.
yeah, it would be different acting that somebody playing you
Yeah.
in essence. Yeah.
Well, if I did voice Marty, then I would definitely need a lot of training.
Oh yeah.
So it's sort of like the question, who would play you in your biopic?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who'd want to play you? Do you have somebody?
I was
in
just
mind for
thinking,
yourself?
like the question of like who would voice Marty and Eli is sort of like that question, since they're based off of you guys.
Something I've been trying to, I guess it wasn't the question. The thing I was thinking about was we have no fan art, which is something that I assume you have to have certain fans, I guess. But we don't have. I was thinking about trying to at least ask, kind of ask for that somehow.
That's an idea, yeah.
And then maybe give them some sort of the best one would get a prize or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, it's just
like a little giveaway thing. Like,
Oh yeah.
hey, like if you guys want a T-shirt, enter this thing, and if you win, you get this kind of thing.
yeah,
An idea.
because I kind of feel like come on, somebody else, and nothing against. I don't want you to think we're trying to replace you, but I mean, it would be nice to see somebody draw a character.
Scouting talent.
Yeah, we're not scouting talent. It's just trying to get somebody to actually buy the comic book and look at it. Right.
It was like, I think that's like some like fan art has been like a good incentive sometimes for me to like either watch a show or like read something, because like if I see someone who like inspires me or like who I'm a fan of, like they like something, sometimes that'll get me like, okay, the fan art looks cool, the character looks cute, I'll buy it, we'll see what this is, and I'll be like, holy moly, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it might be something we
Yeah.
try. I don't know how to go about asking for that. It sounds needy. Please do something.
I mean, like if you put the incentive of like you'll get a T-shirt or like a prize, like some, like as like, what's the word? Like humans are like if there's like some sort of prize going on, sometimes that'll give them an incentive because
Yeah.
it's like human nature apparently.
Like free pizza, and the people, hey, I'm there.
Food.
You could also put it in like videos, and I'm sure y'all would share any fan art on social media.
Yeah, we also probably want you guys to look at it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of as part of the judging committee or whatever.
Oh,
not just
yeah.
the two of us. But yeah, so that's something we'll be trying.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you guys have your own lives. Anything planned for the 4th of July besides sitting at home and?
I'm scheduled to give blood tomorrow, so that's what I'm
Oh.
doing.
Oh, there you go. That's good of you.
Nice. Yeah. Like I'm trying, like aside from work, obviously, like I've been trying to find like other stuff to do just to like keep myself sane. So I might get back into. I think I mentioned this last call, like with speedrunning, because as much as I like playing like speedrunning Resident Evil 4. I haven't done it in like months. Like the video I sent you, Paul, was the last time I ever ran the game, and that was like 5 months ago. Yeah,
The thought of speedrunning stresses me out, man.
yeah, though it's like in a weird way for me personally, it's like it's nice because it's like it's a repetitive thing that still gives you a challenge.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
that, and like personally I like the feel of like certain games that I run, so it's like it's a nice little exercise for my hands too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's because I'm like personally just bad at video games. I was playing Crash Bandicoot the other day and I'll just fall off.
It's okay. Crash Bandicoot is an exception to the rule. Don't worry about
Really?
it. It's an exception to the rule. No, I think
Oh.
someone looked into the code of like the remaster, and they said it was like exponentially harder than the original, and you're just like, what the heck?
I can see that. I remember playing it as a kid and I'm like, oh, was this nearly as hard? Or am I just dumb?
Oh god.
All right. So I guess until next time, we should do this again in a few months, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
These are fun.
Okay, great. So I guess we'll do our little sign off until next time. I'm David Hankins,
I'm Paul Hankins.
and this has been a Google Chat with Julia Cannon and Rachel Wells. See you next time.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
All right.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.